What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Topic of Discussion. I am your host, Miles Barron. Without further introduction, let's get right into it. So, this video is not going to be too long, but today I want to talk about being patient for your vision and for your process and the path that God has for you. A lot of times we feel the need to pivot. And you guys heard me say on another episode, it's okay to pivot, 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 score. So basically, what I'm saying by that is it's okay to pivot and to try new things when things are not working. But at the same time, we tend to try new things when the process is taking longer and we feel like we're not reaching the goals and the things that we want to do with our life. We feel like, okay, maybe I need to pivot to something else. But the whole time, maybe you need to be patient along that process to get to where you're going. And right now, you're doing the hardest part, which is staying consistent in the process. And therefore, just because you're not seeing your results and everybody else around you is maybe they're accomplishing their goals, they're getting married, they're having kids, they're doing all these other things, and you're just sitting there like, man, when is my life going to turn around? When is my life going to start progressing the way I want it to? And sometimes you just have to stay put. You may not need to pivot. You may not need to change your position in your life and say, you know what, maybe I need to take another path, or maybe I need to go in a different direction. Maybe I need to go around a different group of people. The group of people that you might have around you are maybe good for you. The path that you're on might be the best path for you. But at the same time, it's taking longer to get to your goal and to get to your destination. So therefore, you're losing faith and you're losing trust in your process, right? So in these, I'm gonna say in this case or these scenarios that we have to understand and we have to figure out which one is the best decision for us. Do we need to pivot or do we need to stay put? So that's when you do your homework and you actually take a broad look at your life, right? Right? And actually write down things. You hear people all the time say, write it down, write it down. But when you write things down, not only does it make it where you can see it, where you can visualize the things that you're writing down, but at the same time, it's kind of like when I write it down now, it's permanent. You know what I'm saying? Some people need to write it down and say, okay, in X amount of years, this is where I'm going to be. So now when you see it, I can believe it. But when it's in my mind, it kind of cross paths with a lot of negative thoughts in my mind. And it's easy for me to get swayed in the wrong direction. It's easy for me to get swayed here, listen to these intrusive thoughts. Maybe I need to pivot. Maybe you need to do this. Look at everybody else. Look at how they're moving. Where are you? Look at you financially. Look at how you're not reaching your goals yet. But maybe, again, you need to stay put, right? And that's why I always say the art of comparison is the creation to evil. Because once you start comparing your life to other people, you're destroying your life every single time you do that. Every single time. So therefore, sometimes you need to take some time for yourself, write things down, talk with God, and tell him exactly what you want. A lot of times we hear pray by it, pray by it, pray by it. But at the same time, when you pray, be very direct with your prayer. Tell God exactly what you want. Don't sugarcoat nothing. Tell him exactly what you want, right? He knows what you want, but at the same time, you have to say it for yourself. You have to verbalize what you're trying to say, right? And say it verbatim. The good, the bad, the ugly, the things that you hate. You might say, God, I hate everything that's going on right now. And actually, I hate you, right? But you're being honest and you're being vulnerable, right? And God is going to open the door for you guys to have that relationship so he can start sprinkling these blessings down. But you need to seek him. And just like I was saying in the other episode, sometimes we seek the world for answers to God, right? We seek the world for our answers that we are seeking or wanting from God. Like, God, where's this blessing? Where's this blessing? But we're seeking the world for the blessing, right? But you get mad at God when you're not having no blessings, but you're still seeking out the world for it. It doesn't make sense, right? So when you're not reaching these goals yet, you're not in the position that you want to be in, you're going down this path, but you haven't reached the destination. Stop looking at it as, I haven't reached this destination, so maybe this is wrong. Maybe I need to pivot. Look at it as like, what else can I learn during this process of me getting to my destination? Right? What else can I learn? What else can I learn about myself? How can I love these people different? How can my communication get better? Right? So what is the lesson that I need to learn during this process to my destination? And you might learn your lesson now, and down the road, you might pivot. But this wasn't the time for you to pivot. You had things to learn right now in the time that you were waiting to get to your destination, right? And I believe that we all have a seed that's planted. And depending on who you have in your life and how you grew up and the people that you come across in life, people plant different seeds, right? But at the same time, I feel like this is me personally. I'm just trying to imagine this as I'm saying this. I feel like we all have a seed that's planted, but at different times in our life, not just us. There are other people that come along that give us wisdom, and what they're doing with that, they're watering our seed, right? We have some people in our life that break us, but they show us a different part of us and help us grow more, right? That pain we turned into water and watered our seed, right? So there are a lot of, you can only mess things up in your life when you choose to mess it up. And what I mean by that is that you can make the best of pain. You can make the best of the worst situation, the worst relationship, the worst friendship, um, a bad upbringing that you had, bad communication, everything that's wrong in life. You can make the best of it, but it's your perspective on it. So once you start to change your perspective, your outlook on life is going to get better. And once you can change your outlook from a worldly perspective and look at it from a godly perspective, look at it from a patience perspective, look at it from a I know where I'm going perspective, but at the same time, let me learn what I need to right now. Like when people ask me all the time, I'm like, man, I'm taking day by day. What you doing tomorrow? I don't know, but I know what I got to do today. Like everything is one step at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time, 1 month at a time, 1 year at a time. Because once I'm able to take it slow like that, I'm not rushing to get nowhere. It's like, let me understand everything I need to today. And I'll worry about tomorrow when it comes. I'm not worried about yesterday because yesterday I already had its problems and I'm past yesterday. Thank God I woke up this morning. I'm blessed. There are tens and millions of things that I need to do financially, mentally, physically, emotionally, but at the same time, let me be grateful for the things that I've already presented with. I opened my eyes this morning, I had another chance to get it right. Somebody didn't make it this morning. Somebody didn't wake up this morning, so I have another opportunity to get my life right. So why am I going to be upset? Why am I going to be mad at a position that I can be in? Okay, I'm not there. So you're going to use every single day, every single hour, every single minute to be frustrated because you messed up in your life? Nah. Learn your lesson and move on. Let go of these moments that we're holding on to and these grudges and this pain and suffering that we're forcing ourselves to hold on to. Let's move on. But it's up to you if you want to move on. And I'm saying all this to say, if you're thinking about pivoting, make sure it's your time to pivot. There are times in our life I feel like we go through certain things, but we're exactly where we need to be. We're exactly where we need to be. We finally learned the lesson that we need to learn. Like we're getting better day by day. But at the same time, you had to go through those things to understand it now. And maybe you understand it now. But if you would have had everything that you wanted and desired then, you wouldn't have been able to understand it the way you do now. You might not have had the perspective the way that you have it now, the way that you see it. So therefore, things happen for a reason, right? But when you have control of the things that are happening to your life, for better or for worse, just make sure you're paying attention. So even if it's for worse, you don't you don't constantly make these same decisions over and over and over again, right? Our goal is to get better every single day, right? Our goal is to get better. So just take it one day at a time, one breath at a time, one step at a time. And don't let this world define you. You define you. And continue to seek God for wisdom. Continue to seek God when life is going terrible. Continue to seek life. Continue to seek God when life is going great. Because when life is going great, sometimes we forget to seek God. Because we're like, okay, I've been praying to God, I've been praying to God. All right, I finally got it. God bless my life the way I needed it to be blessed. And then you stop going to Him. You stop praying, right? Because you were praying to Him when you felt pain, when you felt suffering, you just needed a way out. God opened that door. Now you closed it on Him. Why? Why? Don't ever stop praising God. Don't ever stop praying. Don't ever stop giving Him His glory and honor when things start to go well. He starts sprinkling these blessings on you. Don't forget where it came from. Because when things start to get better, you start to lose everything that you did to get better. And then you find yourself back in the same predicament. Now you're in a cycle. So just be conscious of everything that you're going on. Nobody's perfect. We're all learning, we're all growing. But at the same time, you have to be vulnerable enough to understand your mistakes and understand the different ways that you need to pivot if you need to. And you need to understand when it's okay and when you need to just stay still. It's not time to move yet. It's not time to move. And it's not saying, oh, don't do nothing every day. Do the things that you're doing, but understand it's not time for that big move. It's not time for that big change yet. You might still have lessons to learn now in this chapter before you try to flip the page. Stop trying to read chapter 23 when you're still just on chapter 5. Get there. Because once you get there, you'll be able to stay there and you won't have to keep flipping back trying to figure out what you missed. All right. That was just another food for thought. Just think about it. This has been Topic of Discussion. Miles Berry. We out.